Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Christmas again. This is a brand new Disney Channel movie. It's for 2021, and it's an hour and 35 minutes long. It's, I mean, they have to understand that you're going to make this comparison no matter what when you make a movie with this plot line. It's Groundhog Day, but if it was on Christmas. So, the Bill Murray film, Groundhog Day, where he keeps getting caught in this time loop over and over and over again, reliving the same day until he makes a different choice that benefits somebody other than himself and he breaks out of the loop. That's essentially what we're getting right here. It is Groundhog Day, but with a 12-year-old girl on Christmas Day who wants to stick with the traditions of her family, her original family. Her parents have been divorced for a little while now, and her dad, is getting remarried. He even in order to make it easier on their kids, like okay, Rowena is the main girl. They call her Ro, and she has an older sister, and her dad brought his girlfriend and his girlfriend's little son, who's maybe like 5, uh, to Christmas. Then Grandma and Grandpa show up. Abuela, I don't know. I'm not good at Spanish. Sorry, but they have a very Puerto Rican roots on dad's side of the family, and then there's mom, and then there's dad's brother and his husband. So it's a very diverse cast of characters put all together, and that in itself, in some cases, in some parts of the country, is a recipe for some kind of conflict, or it actually might be the recipe for a little bit more understanding. You would hope. Actually, there's no problems with any of them, except for Rowena. She wants things back the way they were. The traditions she would share with her dad. They go to a hockey game. Again, there's an awful lot of things happening on Christmas in Chicago where this takes place. Like at one point during her time loop, and again, I'm spoiling that because you look at the trailer, you look at the description, it's going to tell you that. I'm not spoiling it that part, but at one point she decides to go to like a science museum. Like, is that really open on Christmas Day? Are people going to that? Like middle of the day? I don't want to criticize it too much because I actually enjoyed it. She's Rowena, the girl who played her. Oh man, I should have brought it up. But yeah, she's really good. I've said this before many times. I am more critical of kid actors who are cast in things well beyond their talent level in most cases. And when it comes to typing with my eyes closed here, no, no, come back. Um, no, no. Okay, I'm really screwing this up. I should have brought this up because I wanted to give her name. She's not done a whole lot of stuff other than Daddy's Home. Sorry, Daddy's Home and its sequel, where she played one of the kids. Her name's Scarlett Estevez. She is, yes, you can tell that this is a Disney Channel film. It does have it has certain beats to it, certain ways of acting, let's just say, where the kids, when given the opportunity, they know everything. Parents are stupid, and Rowena does her best to be selfish and manipulative throughout all of this. And the same thing with Bill Murray's character in Groundhog Day. He pretty much did whatever he wanted to because he could. In this case, Rowena, she's not really being cruel in most cases. She is just making decisions based on what she wants her life to be, like it used to be when her family was together. And you know, all these different events. And again, there's way too much happening on Christmas Day. I realize Chicago is a big city. I've been there. I was in there during Easter weekend, I think, and I'm pretty sure a lot of stuff is still closed down. Christmas, I imagine, even more so. But she's doing all these different things. She even rents a limo. I'm kind of wondering. I mean, I realize that she has to go through the same cycle over and over again. There's no way to know how many loops there are that she's gone through, but she's learned a lot, and she has to do the same thing each time in order to get to the most elaborate position end goal that she has for each day, because she learns from each day and then grows, as we all know how that works if we sing Groundhog Day. Thankfully, as far as we know, she didn't go any darker routes that Bill Murray did in trying to get out of the loop. That is not an option that they will show in a Disney Channel movie with a 12-year-old girl. That's just not a thing. So, yeah, it's she has to sort of handle and manipulate each member of her family in a different way. And at other points, she casually dismisses all of them because she knows that there's no consequences for what she does. I have to wonder at some point where she sneaks out to go to a hockey game, or she sneaks out to go to jump in a limousine that nobody notices out in front of the house, and like she's gone for an entire day. Nobody seems to be worried or concerned. I mean, it takes time to get into the city. She's living well outside the city in a suburban area, a nice suburban area. So, yeah, she's got at least a half hour, 45 minutes outside the city, and doing her thing each time, going to the pier and coming back. Why isn't your family concerned? Maybe she made some sort of lie and twisted things up, and she learns pretty quickly that after realizing she's in this loop, that she can change things, and when she does that, yes, everything is all about her. And soon, of course, as we know, once that understanding that you can use that time, that day, to help people, not just yourself, shifts everything. So, and potentially, hopefully, gets her out of the loop. And it's something, she builds something that she can hopefully want to remember and not have to repeat. So it's something that's special, and it's something unique. And it's something that she learns through understanding that she's not likely going to get her family, back together the way it was. It's just not going to happen. But you can learn to accept and appreciate what you have. So that's the big message. The movie, to me, felt like, I realized it's only an hour and 35 minutes. It seemed to go on a little bit too long, or maybe I had to take too many breaks. I don't know, and it seemed longer than I thought. But the cast performance is actually really good. Everybody's great. I'm surprised at some of the choices they made for comedy. Yes, it's a Disney movie, so there's at least 3 farting grandma scenes. The same scene 3 times, but yeah, at least 3 farting grandma. Okay, realize these are made for children and they get giggles out of that kind of stuff. This is great. Um, yes, so this is the kind of movie that you could probably watch with the family. Although if you were a very conservative family who is upset by the slightest deviations from the norm of what defines a family, whether it's marriage or gender or things like that, you might be very upset with this, and you might write letters or something. I don't know. Yes, by the way, there's a black Santa Claus in this. She calls him Tall Santa Claus. She does not make that distinction, but he is black, and that might upset some people. So you know what? Who cares? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It does not make a Santa Claus any less interesting. Gary Anthony Williams is the guy who plays Santa, so he's kind of great. He is absolutely great, by the way. So yeah, it's there's a lot going on in here, and it feels like this could have been a mini series. Thankfully, they didn't drag it out that long, but yeah, if you're looking for something new to watch, and you're the type of family that can handle a bit of diversity and a little bit changes from the norm, you were going to get a bountiful plethora, cornucopia of diversity in this movie. So, and something to be enjoyed. Like I said, I think this girl Scarlett, she has potential to. She has some good comedy instincts. She's willing to do some really dorky, silly stuff. I looked at her bio and I thought for sure she'd be in a whole lot more uh, like Disney Channel shows. I think she was in Raven's Home like once or twice. I don't know. She doesn't have a huge resume, but she's did like commercials and stuff like that. But she is a standout because she pretty much is in every scene in this movie. It's a big deal. It's a lot of heavy lifting, and she's done great. I don't want to like gush too much over a 12-year-old girl, but she's talented. I would like to see her go somewhere as she gets older, and especially in comedy. She presents herself well and does a great job. So way to go, Scarlett. Um, Gosh, I'm trying to think some of the other people here. Oh, Tony Amendola. Gosh, it's a handful of familiar faces, but it's mostly I think some Disney Channel show veterans that you might recognize more than I would. So Christmas again is right now on Disney Plus, and I didn't expect much from it. I figured it was going to be really formulaic and pretty much a solid knockoff of Groundhog Day, which it is structurally. Structurally, it is absolutely a Groundhog Day knockoff, but it's one you can watch with the kids. There's no attempted suicide, so she gets very frustrated, but not to that point. There's a lot of joy and there's a lot of warmth at the end, and it's it's got a great message, and it's a pretty cool family. My family is not that expressive as this family when we get together. We might be loud, but we're not expressive to the degree that this family is. When a mariachi band shows up in the backyard, it's they go nuts. It's just kind of crazy, but yeah, I say check it out. So tomorrow is the day before Christmas, and it's our last short in the series. So we are gonna watch the small one, which is a 25-minute short. So it's like an episode of television, like a half hour animated short. So that's what we're gonna watch on the day before Christmas as we prepare for the big day. So tomorrow, the small one on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.